What does that sound, you ask?
Welcome to the Rec Show podcast, a show dedicated to beat makers around the world. Kick back, relax with the host, Gldnmnd.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Bro, you made this on your iPad? What the fuck? Wait, was that the sample?
Check. 1, 2, peace and love, everybody. David Gldnmnd Hicks here. Welcome back to another episode of the Rec Show podcast. Man, this is episode number 75. We are in December, about to close out 2022, man, and we're gonna close it out with a bang this month, man. Yo, last week, I had a good conversation with Afro Blue. I need y'all to go check out episode number 74, and check out the previous episodes too, man. Y'all might get some jewels, hear about some new talent that's around the world and stuff like that. But today we are going to California. All right, we are going to chop it up with the architect of one of the most hip hop shits I've ever seen since I've been alive, for real. He's one of the architects of Flipabeatclub. He's a photographer. He's a music producer. Like, he's a videographer. He does it all, man. Like, this guy is amazing, man. And I'm honored to have him on the show and chop it up with him. I want y'all to welcome the one and only Mons Rock to the show. Mons Rock, what's good, fam? How you doing?
Oh, man. Blessings, man. I'm blessed to be here, bro. I really appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Man, my honor, man. Listen, I told him, like, you gave me the battery on my back when you asked me. He was like, when you gonna get DiBiase? And I was like, I wasn't too sure about asking him. And then, cause I was just gonna work my way up. And then as soon as I had enough background, then I was gonna ask, somebody of his caliber and your caliber, honestly. But I'm glad you kind of pushed me to do that, honestly. So that was like nerve-wracking. I was sweating like a mug, nervous as a mug, yo.
No, shout out to DB, man. That was a good interview, man. That was long overdue, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He blessed us with crazy jewels, man. And we're gonna get the same right now. For the internets that don't know who you are, right? I just gave him a little tiny bit. But for the internets who don't know who you are, which they should slap themselves if they don't, go ahead and give them a breakdown of who you are, Mons Rock.
Man, all right. So Mons Rock, I'm a producer, collaborator, contributor, photographer. Been making beats since like 1998. Started out in Woodland, California, where I live now. We come up in the Sacramento area. We did some work around town, and it's like we keep growing and changing shape. And in this iteration, it's about the focus is on community, and it's about putting producers in the spotlight and just trying to add to the scene, because there's a lot of really dope stuff that's out there right now. So, I'm just trying to play my role and help.
Word, man. Like, you do everything, man. Like, we'll get to a whole bunch of the stuff that you do, but I just want to get a little bit of background before we work our way up to like this. Man, like you're literally like a Renaissance man, like for real. You're like, in my opinion, and this is just me just seeing it from far away. What you do, I have no clue what all the stuff that you do, but I know it's definitely contributing. People see it, people appreciate it, man. And I just want to find out, like, how did you even? You said you've been making beats since, you said, 98.
98, yeah, as like a beat maker, but it's like everything I've learned how to do is just out of necessity, because you can't. I couldn't rely on other people to do stuff for me. I had to just figure out how to get shit done. And so when I actually started making beats, I think I might have actually been like 9 or 10, but I didn't really know I was making beats. I had this little this Yamaha S1 that had like this little button with the sampler on it. So like I would hold it up to the radio and like loop something off the whatever was playing. And I think like one of the first ones I remember doing was like the Chubb Rock, Treat 'Em Right. I looped that little drum and the bass, and then like I would play that back and record it on a boombox, and then play those two back and record it on another boombox, and I just kind of just kept building beats. And I didn't really like take it serious until I met my brother-in-law Rob C. That was in like 1998. And then I saw him record at his homie's house with a 4-track, and I was like, yo, this is what I need to do. So for the longest time I was making beats on this Casio keyboard I got at Best Buy, and like no samples. I didn't have the gear to do sampling, and we ended up scrounging some money together to get a 4-track, and been making tapes ever since, man. And we pop up every several years with a bunch of new stuff, and we try to stay active. But it's just been a journey, man. And what I've learned is like you have to learn, you have to be a student and just absorb everything that's all around, man. There's tons of resources, we just got to look for them.
Right.
Got to be open.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like that's one thing I definitely take away from just watching y'all work, from just social media and the YouTube videos and stuff like that. Like y'all are teaching, but then y'all are like learning as we go along. The technology is getting crazy. Koala Sampler and Serato Studio and all these different machines and stuff, man. It's like, how do you keep up with all of the changes in technology and implement them into what you do?
Man, I just try to let myself stay inspired, and I spend a lot of time watching. I watch everybody make the beats, and I'm doing it on my own for sure, but I go back to the lab and I think about the process, and I watched what everybody did and how they used certain equipment. So, after having just the keyboard for a while, like I kind of know some foundation of what notes to play. But when I got an MPC 1000, I think I rocked with that for like 15 years. That kind of got me into sample mode. So really just like listening to people's techniques and just really being open to whatever, really, man. Like when Flipabeatclub started popping off, like I had one mode of making beats. Like I knew how to make beats with just the MPC and a couple little piano riffs, bass riffs and shit. But I feel like listening to my music before Flipabeatclub and after, I've been a sponge, man. Shout out to everybody in the Flipabeatclub and DB and Bap Notes and everybody, man. Like I'm so inspired right now. It's so exciting. It's like my fourth prom, like my brother-in-law said.
Fourth prom, yeah,
man.
Yo, man, just a different machine. Yo, first of all, shout out to Casio, man, because I started with Casio. You started with everybody started with something that Casio made, yo. Like, and it wasn't the best at that time, but whatever we started with, we made the best of it, and then we progressed into something bigger and better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. In my head, I was thinking I was Eric Sermon and shit, trying to play like him, and the drums that I think you only had like 5 or 6 drum sets in the piano and shit, but once I figured out how to sample, it was a wrap, dude. I just went crazy. Crazy.
Yo, man. Yo, so you said your cousin,
My brother-in-law.
Your brother-in-law, when you saw him recording Y'all got a 4-track, but what what was your brother-in-law or any other family member listening to as you were like kind of soaking up that energy?
Man, a lot of boot camp click, Redman, DJ Premier, Gangstar shit. Just some grimy stuff, really. The Alcoholics, the Beat Nuts, like those are foundational. I hold all those groups in high regard, man. And I got to meet Les and Juju one time. I think we did it. We went to Modesto for a show and just to check it out, and got to chop it up with them about beat making technique, and shout out to the Beat Nuts, man. Big inspiration in my production career for sure.
Yeah, shout out to the Beat Nuts, man. I'll be watching oh man, it's not Juju, it's
Les.
It might be Les, man. He did a Mass Appeal Rhythm Roulette, I think.
Yeah.
And when I watched that, and I watched him put on this one record, and then he like he made like I think he made 2 or 3 different beats with that one record. I was like, holy shit, man. Like, like what you could do is like, it's endless. It's just how you see it and how you put the puzzle together type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Did he give you any of those jewels as y'all were chopping it up?
Nah, not he didn't. He didn't really bestow a lot of jewelry or anything, but just the listening to him talk about these little record hunts that he would go on and stuff. It was probably like an hour or so that we got to chop it up with him, but I don't know him personally like that, but it was a dope conversation. It was definitely a battery in my pack, but like you said, being able to chop that beat like several times, like that's the coolest shit to me with Flipabeatclub, because you listen to this one sample that everybody flipped, and like the last submissions we had like 58 beats on the last compilation, and cats just listening to things so many different ways. It's like learning to appreciate everybody's perspective is just, it's amazing, man. It's like there's so much there that we're just not paying attention to that other people are, and you got to just be open to hearing it, looking for
right. Yeah, man. The streams go super crazy, man. Like people are creating. I'm skipping, man, because we're gonna get the Flipabeatclub. We're gonna chop it up about them. But I gotta ask you about this, man. Like, I know you started with the Casio, but how did you know when it was time to like let the internet or let other people hear your beats as you were creating from the Casio? Then y'all go into the 4-track. Like, how did you know it was time to be like, all right, I can let people hear my stuff?
Well, back then I didn't really care. I was out there trying to move whatever we could. We were making tapes, and we started making CDs when we got a CD burner in like 1999 or something like that. So we were making tapes and taking them around town, and there wasn't no internet back then, but we were already doing shows in the Sacramento area with like a group called the Cuff and the Attic Merchants, and 12's Wax was on Broadway back then as well, and they were throwing a lot of shows, and I would just be active and just pop up at all the events and just meet hella people, and eventually they started putting us on, and like I said, we were still putting stuff out, but it wasn't until I linked with DJ Fooders. He's one of the co-owners of 12's Wax, but Fooders was rocking on the MPC 2000 XL, and I didn't know anything about samplers until that point. Like, Fooders showed me how to use that and just changed my whole trajectory, man. And after that, that's when we got the MPC 1000, and this is a wrap from then, bro. And now it's like I handed that piece of instrument over to my nephew, so now he's rocking with the 1000 and the 404 SX, and also the Koala stuff. So both my nephews, 3 of my nephews are making beats.
Oh, they cooking? They cooking?
Man, they cooking.
Yo, when they coming out with their stuff, yo, we waiting, yo.
We jam them up all the time at the events. Like, yo, you got to play some beats, and I got one of my nephews to do it at the anniversary. It was kind of dope. So the other one's coming soon.
Nice, yo. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that anniversary, man, because that's super important, especially to the beat community. But then also it was, I think you had different chapters tapped in as well, correct? So
yeah,
we gonna talk about that. But okay, so I asked this to all of my guests, man, and I know it might be a hard question, but I know you got an answer for it. All right. If you're able to, can you name that one song or that one beat that when you heard it, whether you were young or just getting into beats that kind of fucked, like it just messed you up, man. It was like, yo, this beat is crazy. This song is crazy.
I think it happened a couple of times, but I think the most prominent for me is hearing "Run In" by the Far Side. So my mom was working at this place called Valley Distribution. They were a record distributor out here in Woodland, and so like all the artists would go to the warehouse every now and then and sign autographs and shit. And so my mom would bring these demos home, and I got the Lab Cabin California demo a couple months before it came out. But she actually gave it to my brother, and my brother was like, "Man, what is this? This is garbage." Like he was, he listened to the Bay Area gangsta shit, which I like too, but he wasn't feeling it. But once I put that tape in, I had no idea who Dilla was, but that was just like, God damn, bro. Like, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know any of the techniques, any of the instruments. My dad is a musician, and I've been to studios and everything, but as far as making like hip hop beats, I had no clue what to do. I didn't know how they were taking the samples. I knew they were samples, but it was just, I don't think I put that tape down for at least 6 months. Like it was just so devastating to my whole outlook of music. Like I thought I was going to be, a salsa in a salsa band like my dad and everything, and learn to play funk or something. But when I heard that tape, man, it was over. Rest in peace, Dilla, man. Shit.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Dilla, man. Yo, like, so I didn't know. Okay, so your pops got you got the music bug from your pops, right? So
man, it's in the blood, bro. Like I was 5 years for real, doing the DNA. I was 5 years old on the stage at like Southside Park in Sacramento. They would do like big Cinco de Mayo festivals. They play salsa music and oldies and funk and soul and stuff, cumbias. But like I was right there next to the bass amp. My dad was a bass player. But I was up there on stage, man, just watching everything and just always around all of his practices. I would go, like I said, I'll go to the studio sessions when they would have shows. When I got old enough, they let me help set up, and a couple of times he would let me plug in the bass and play a little bit. And I could play a little, just a couple of joints, but the ones that I knew, there was one day where I think it was a song by El Chicano. I can't remember the name of it, but I just plugged in and started playing the riff, and the whole band joined in, and it was just like, oh shit, like I got hair standing up in the back of my neck. Like, man, like I knew music was something I needed to do. Is in me, but like I said, until that Lab Cabin California, man, I just knew like I had to pursue that actively.
Yeah, man. Shout out to your pops, man, for taking you, incorporating you, letting you see everything that he was doing, right? Because that's how kids learn, is when they see their parents and they see their parents enjoying what they're doing. They like, oh, this must be something that we can do. Okay, let me just pay attention, and then they get the spark, and then they carry that on, man. Like that's super important.
It's funny though. Yeah, it's funny though, because my dad as a musician, he was very against rap. Like even though he had his own copy of a 2 Live Crew tape because he thought it was funny, but like he would take our tapes, he would take our Too Short and our E40 tapes and record over them, and then he would confiscate them and everything. So we started getting smart, and we would just change the covers of the tape. We just put something corny on the outside, and then inside is E40 or Too Short, back more.
Oh my gosh, kids, man, we gonna figure it out, man. We want to keep something. Shout out. I mean, No, I don't think a lot of parents back then liked rap just because it was, they had this whole stigma. It's just all gangster, all booties, all jewelry, drugs, all that type of stuff. I mean, if they would have had the internet, they could have looked it up. They didn't have the internet though, so they just looked on the news. News painted a negative image about rap music and stuff like that, man. But was it almost? Are we 50 years for hip hop?
Yeah.
I think we are, man.
This year or next year, yeah.
Yeah. I think we 50 years. Keep going, man. So we still going, still growing strong. I'm inspired, just like you are, man. But I do have to ask you this, man. What the 4 pillars of hip hop: DJing, emceeing, breaking, graphing. Which one did you start out your journey with?
Probably. Well, I wanted to rap, but I wasn't any good. So really, I think listening to the homie, my brother-in-law, listening to him rap, like I knew I wanted to make rap tapes. So I mean, that was kind of like I had to find my way in, and making beats was a way to do that. But I did rap for a little while, and every now and then during the Flipabeatclub events, I'll pop up and drop a little something just because it's fun. But
on the cypher,
on the site, I'll spit a little something and just zap everybody real quick, and then fall back, and they're just like, what was that?
Yo, do you remember the first rhyme that you wrote?
Yeah, and it was terrible.
You still remember it?
I do remember it, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not, man. I'd rather not.
I got you,
man. But that, it's all about progress, man. We gotta learn to make mistakes and just keep building,
Who was it that in your family that once you started on this journey, like they really like supported you to keep going, keep pursuing this?
Shit, man. In my immediate family, I think it was everybody. I come from a big family. There's 7 kids, and we were always living at one grandma's house or the other. So like everybody let me play my shit hella loud, and I shared a room with 2 brothers and 3 brothers, and nobody tripped off of it. They didn't tell me to keep it down or anything. So like I think collectively they all put in the work. Man, my wife was really the one who gave me that push and just encouraged me to pursue it even more. So man, shout out to my wife.
Yeah, man, shout out to the fam, your brothers. Shout out to your wife, man, because they could have been like, yo, man, if you don't turn that crap down, but they didn't. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't.
I didn't get kicked out of anywhere, so I mean, in that sense, they were supportive. But I'm sure I probably got like, turn that shit off, like.
Yo, either way, man. Yo, I'm glad that they saw that. They didn't stop you. They didn't kind of like talk you out of it and say, hey, you need to you need to pursue something else, type of thing, man. So even if you did, you probably didn't pay attention to it, and you hear now, man. So
my headphones were probably turned up. I probably heard it.
Yeah, man. Yo, so I got a whole bunch of mutants, man, that from around the world that are like tapped in, and they're on this music journey, right? So I always ask this from my guests. If you could recommend some like must read, must listen to, must watch type of content to kind of help help them in kind of getting them on the path to learn about different things and stuff like that when it comes to music and beats and stuff like that, what would you recommend? that they read, listen to, or watch?
Man, as far as reading, I got a couple of books that I'm personally waiting to read. I just haven't gotten there yet. One of them is that audio dynamics book from Daddy Kev. He's from the LA area and instrumental in the beat community for sure. But this cat is one of the dudes that works on DB's music, so you know he comes highly recommended. That's on my list of stuff to do, as well as that Gldnmnd book. I still haven't gotten there yet. I got my copy, but it's gonna get cracked. I just finished completing school, so I'm a little allergic to books right now. But but you know, soon enough. As far as like b-boy culture, I have a bunch of homies that are b-boys, and so like one documentary I saw was the Freshest Kids, and it just kind of broke down like a bunch of history and dance and stuff like that. I always thought that was pretty dope. But then also like as far as his music, as far as learning, I probably would just say the most interesting thing you'll find is like when you dig for records, you know, do the science on the artists who are on the back of the record and what types of instruments, and just kind of go and read up on what instruments were used, and you know, the different artists on that label. Just, you know, do that kind of knowledge and learn about that shit, and listen to different rhythms and listen to different music, and you know, slowly you'll pick up different shit. But that's kind of, it's kind of a little off track, but I feel like doing the science on the samples and the music that came before us is really important. You know what I mean?
I understand. And a lot of my guests, they have said this as far as making sure you, and Afro Blue said this in the last episode too, man, like looking at the credits, looking at the labels, the instrumentalists, the people that played on the records, learn about them, so you know like the history, and you know, kind of like go down a rabbit hole while you're doing it, and then you learn these different techniques and stuff like that, man. So I'm gonna definitely put each and every one of these, I'm gonna put in the description of the show so everybody can just tap into, you know, what you're recommending. But let me ask you this, man, because I see you using everything under the sun, including the kitchen sink, man. So I gotta ask you, man, like I seen you use I think on the spot, I think you used what was that, 20?
Oh,
is that a 1000?
S2400? Yeah,
2400. Yeah, S2400. You use an MPC Live. You use a SP44 Mark II. Like you use Serato Studio. You use everything, man. Like,
man, shout out to Serato. I love Serato, bro. Like dude, like I have to like break myself from it because I just get stuck in it. It's crazy. But yeah, the Isla Instruments S2400, that's like my other favorite like hardware. It's really dope because it's kind of modeled after the SP1200. It's got that 12-bit crunch, but paired with the SP404 MK2, or I use the MPC1. Every now and then I'll bust out the MPC 2000 or the 2500. I'm an MPC guy. I love that shit. But I also mess with Reason and Koala. Never really made beats in Pro Tools, but that's usually what I record vocals and stuff in.
Yeah, let me ask you, because I do see you with a lot of Akai MPC stuff. Like, what is it about Akai MPC products that gives you that? Yeah, it must give you something to where you want to keep making music with it. What is it?
And it's just initially it was just the idea that like DJ Premier was using the MPC. Like that was like so dope to me. But the older MPCs, the pads feel a certain way. The new ones not so much, but as far as like the process of the MPC, I'm not the type of guy to use step sequencers and shit like that. I think it's fucking dope, but I like to play my stuff live. I like to be off time. I like to, you know, unquantize everything. But I like the fact that I can, you know, go in and, you know, make my drum track, and if I don't like it after I make the whole beat, I can just go and change that little drum track. I like the hardware. I like to be able to just take it downstairs and plug it in, put some headphones on and do something there. But No, just the feeling of holding the machine is kind of dope, nostalgic, you know. But the Isla S2400, that's not the type of joy you want to carry around. It's heavy as hell, man.
That thing.
It was. I think it was after the first loop sessions number 2 that I went to. Was it 2 or 3? I think it was 2. I took the Isla, and that's when House Shoes did the crate. And so, like, after loop sessions, we were walking down to the plaza, like probably like 3 or 4 blocks, and I got this 15-pound sampler in this 10-pound box, like the case and shit. So we're lugging it around LA. I'm just like, oh my god, dude, I'm getting a workout here. This is crazy. Had me sweating, dude. I had to sit there for a couple minutes before I ate those tacos and play some more beats. It's crazy.
Yo, man. Yo, I definitely, like, there was a lot of people said that, man, like the pads, and it just I guess with the technology, some of how they built the machines kind of changed. But I think Akai is one of the ones that's like, they still have products to where it gives you that grit, that you know, that filthy sounding. Like you don't want everything clean. You want dust, dirt, you want grime. You know what I'm saying? Like, would you agree with that? Like, what's wrong with having the music clean instead of being dirty, dusty, and grimy?
I don't know that either's wrong. I think it really just depends on what you're working on. Personally, I like my shit to sound like I just pulled it out of the dollar bin, you know, just extra crunchy, gritty. But you know, every now and then I'll make something that's just like super clean. It just depends on what you're building for. Like if I'm doing some R&B stuff with some of the homies, sometimes I like to keep it nice and tight, no extra hissing or anything. But it's situational, really.
Which one of those the machines that we talked about before is like the brains of the operation?
Man, right now, I guess that changes too. Right now, it's the Isla, but then, you know, until just last week, I was stuck on the Serato Studio with the SP404 MK2. Like together, those are just stupid, man. Like the ability that it has, you know, the MIDI mapping, and you can use the live effects in Serato Studio from the SP404, like. And, you know, I guess with the 404, obviously when you do beat sets, you know, that's really easy to just take it, you know, in your backpack and just go and just get busy for a while. But probably, yeah, you know, I guess 99% of the time it's the 404. But as far as like today, it's the Isla.
The sustenance in a time of famine, locusts and perils. Where your worth is determined by the garments of your apparel. Fuck that shit. I don't subscribe to all this whack shit. Choking chains and belt buckles purchased with taxes for the school of thought of what you flexing. You done stashed it 10 times over before you flash it. Boy, Billy badass to the kid, I lead the posse. Who got the moxie to fight the prophecy? The scriptures that I scribble, symmetry of the Fibonacci. Flash flame cooking with the centigrade of a hibachi. So lock me in as a short bet for the top. We future kings like Michigan Weber and Sohorachis. Won't stop until we on top. G hard to ignore, so just bet the house on and sit back and then watch me. Let's go. Faith without work is to believe our God is foolish and rewards those who do not care to strive for his blessings. I'm out for all minds, brother. What is you doing with this blessing? We know it's life. This existence is finite, but the possibilities are not. There are infinitely different outcomes to your path. For God gave us our greatest gift other than life, and that is called free will. Respectfully, get the fuck up off your ass and work. Yeah, meteoric rise to the bar, the laws of physics. Why I know that Yahweh told me to mind my business. Y'all can have the overnights while I'm overnighters and gritting. Just a cup of coffee and Cuban to calm my jitters while I formulate plots of them know I'm great, but pray for humility so I know he gon' know he's checking, make sure I'm straight. Big boy balls make your broad wanna fornicate. Believe me, shit that y'all regurgitate, it just ain't hold the weight. Anointed flow with purpose. Unbreakable, I change my family curses. Unshakable, the faith is firm, ferocious. Incapable spitters that get shown the curtains. Boy, I murk them, look. I keep it real about my journey, dog. Opinions of the sheep just ain't never concern me. Why I must, they never heard of y'all. Y'all follow trends, I follow God. We is not the same. And the contenders finna murder y'all. Moves of a general, mind of a master Jedi, sword swinger, the flick of wrist is the pinnacle. Words venomous, carcinogenic, dog killing them. Not for the faint of heart when I'm flaying my competitors. Listen, amygdala triggering quick, the ventricular afibrillate, afibber. My range is Dane with it, my name get called for the game. Winners legendary when I throw up the rock with the same jigger. Look, what I do to pages elucidated my proof of greatness. Excuse me as I flex this prowess through pontificating. The painful trying hurt but dying, never knowing one's own capabilities. Why I'm worth is really excruciating. All gas, no brakes, all hearts, and this is my path. No questions, all day they better learn fast. I don't play about my purpose, you ain't working, get the fuck up out my way. What? I'm the one they call when they need some. Fire, I'm a motherfucking beast, yeah. This right here ain't for the weak. It ain't really shit when you a go to these sheeps, yeah.
Out here, grinding hard 7 days a week. While the wolves ain't concerned with the pennies of the sheep. You see the wild ain't a place for the fable of the meek. While the strong only survive, I'm a beast, yeah.
Verbose, virtuoso, wordsmith. Soon as I apply the pressure, they know it's curtains, dog. Look, sure bet I'm finna murk shit. Look at my track record, they know I've been working, dog. Look, equanimity and delivery of these verses. Ice in my veins when it pertains to my purpose. While they move the post, I'm moving chains on my curses. Excuses, it's like you know how to say go, dog, we working, listen. My pen efficacy and then in the questions about the bars for show bar, none demand attention about it. I ain't like these other weak ass cats, man, fuck a check, dog. If it ain't about legacy, I ain't stressing about it. Fuck what they talk about. I'm after greatness till it's flowers and gloves thrown while they lower my coffin down. I'ma get this shit my all, and if I leave this earth tomorrow, they gon' know one thing's for certain, I ain't fuck around. I'm the one they call when they need some. Fire, I'm a motherfucking beast, yeah. This right here ain't for the weak. It ain't really shit when you a go to these sheeps, yeah.
Out here, grinding hard 7 days a week. While the wolves ain't concerned with the pennies of the sheep. You see the wild ain't a place for the fable of the meek. While the strong only survive, I'm a beast, yeah.
Got you. Yo, so you're more than a producer, man. You're a curator for the likes of like Flipabeatclub. You're a photographer. You're a videographer. I'm pretty sure you're an editor too. I'm pretty sure you do like, but you also like collaborated with the likes of DiBiase, 12's Wax. But which one of those, like being a producer, photographer, collaborator, like which one of those was your first love, man?
Being a producer was my first love, and really until just a couple of years ago, man. Like being a producer to me was kind of just it was solitary, you know, just by myself doing my thing. And as far as being a collaborator and curator, like I'm finding that to be super fun. Like I don't need to be the guy up on stage. Like I like facilitating, you know, I like putting people on a platform and giving them space to just go crazy, because there's just so much dope shit out here. Like you wouldn't guess, man. It's Sacramento, but it's got some fire out here, bro. There's some kings for sure, man. Some kings, but you know, making beats is my love. Photography was really just something out of necessity, because when we were doing the rap tapes and everything, we wanted to make videos, and I had a guy that I was working with, but he kind of just fell back. And I understand, like, you know, I don't want to expect people to do work for free, you know, but we didn't have money to pay him, so he kind of just started doing his own thing, which made sense. So that's when I picked up the camera and just started doing what I could, man.
Nice, yo. I can either way, man. We appreciate it, yo. What you post on, you know, the pictures on IG, the video work that you put up on YouTube, man. Like anybody from around the world can check out Flipabeatclub on YouTube, man, and just see what it's about, man. You getting real photos of all of y'all got the same sample, and people are creating these monstrous tracks, man. It's like some amazing stuff, man. Like, how did you come up with this idea?
It's, you know, making beats by myself forever. It's like I always wanted to see how everybody else did it. Like I was blessed to see my man Fooders make beats on the MPC, and you know, it wasn't really something that people were willing to share before. And really, I felt like in order for me to be better as a producer, I wanted to learn. Like I wanted to meet other people, and there wasn't really a platform for it. So like I was writing notes to myself. Like I try to, you know, write ideas down and build on them and shit. So like I had the idea for Flipabeatclub a long time ago, but I didn't see a venue or a platform for it, or a space. 12's Wax wasn't open yet. But when I saw, DB and I were building online. I met DB a couple of times before Flipabeatclub, but he did, I think it was the flip sessions at World of Stereo in Sacramento. Mm-hmm. And I saw a bunch of cats just popped up. Like they came to just watch homeboy make beats and listen to the flips. And I'm just like, yo, D, like this is what I want to do. The homie's opening a record store. What's up? Like, can we do that? And he was, you know, I mean, bless DiBiase, man. Shit, I feel like he's been the perfect partner in this journey, man. Like he's so willing to teach and listen and learn, and it's like, man, I couldn't be more blessed with this whole process, man. Shout out to 12's Wax too. Like it's crazy, like the way it just started happening, man. But you know, I always just wanted to be in a space where, like, you know, people go to the gym, you know, you work out alongside somebody, right? But you know, you don't really see that in the music business. You know, it's usually really competitive, and I just wanted to create a space of learning, and you know, eventually build a platform where we can just put people up on stage and see what's what, you know. And what we're finding is people are just shining out here, man. They're batting 1,000, man. Salute to the whole team, man. It's so crazy. I'm blown away every time I see this shit, man.
Yeah, man. Yo, man. Like, and I got more questions about Flipabeatclub, man. But I want to talk to you about your music, man. Your discography that you have with. I think you have a team. It's called
Code 12ers.
Code 12ers. So, like, let's talk about Code 12ers, man. Who's all in Code 12ers? What's Code 12ers all about?
Man, Code 12ers started just me and my cousin EC. He's a beat maker also. He joins Flipabeatclub periodically, but he's actually my blood relative too. We started a blog. I think it might have been like 2010. And we started doing these sample challenges, just me and him, because we didn't know anybody else who'd be willing to do it. So like, we would have a sample and we would flip it, we post it, and we get little votes and see whose was better this week. So it was just me and EC, and then we would just post videos about, you know, dope records or beer. You know, we like to drink. We used to. We're too old for that now, but
Right.
you know, but Cold 12ers is like, you know, obviously like a 12 pack of beer, but also it's about like a cold 12-inch record, like just some fly shit on wax, like. So, you know, we started the blog, and then we kind of just fell back for a little bit and just refocused and just started making tapes nonstop. And so really it was EC, myself, my brother-in-law, Rob C. So when me and Rob do something together, we're called Cash Dreed, and every now and then, like, you know, I'll go and spit a little rap. So if you're interested in hearing some of that, it'll be out there. Cash Dreed. We had an album recently called Perusia.
Yeah.
Perusia. It's a cool little joint. We had my homie LB from Woodland. So we're all Woodland based, really. But dope MC, got a couple of projects, and we got one on the tuck. We're just kind of waiting for the right time. Yeah, just a couple other cats, you know, around the town, and just trying to we try to just build a space for our community out here in Woodland before Flipabeatclub. So like, we were throwing a couple little shows out here at some restaurants that some of the friends of the family own and shit. So trying to help build business in that sense. But unfortunately we couldn't continue that venture because, you know, business wasn't that great. So you know, you know, that's why it's like, I feel it's so important that we gotta support the local businesses whenever we can, man. Stay away from those big chains wherever possible. Especially if you know somebody, man, go support them.
Where does that come from? Where you get that need to support the local businesses? Because that's not just a you thing, man. I feel like that's a Cali thing, but it's also like a Sacramento. What's the other? I can't even remember the other town, but that, I feel like that's ingrained in y'all in California, man.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, diversity is important. I mean, there's a diverse population in California and Sacramento especially. And as far as like what your options are locally, like, you can be stuck with the major chains, like the same shit. Like right now in Woodland, where I live, there's, you know, you got Mexican food, pizza, and drive-through. Like, if you have other options, if you know people who have a business, you know, you want to make sure you support that, and, you know, try to bring different shit to the town and let people have different experiences. And that's not just with food. I mean, that's with music too, man. So, you know what I mean?
So, okay, 12's Wax. You're doing Flipabeatclub inside of a record store. That's some of the most
That's crazy shit.
I was like, yo, that's so crazy, but it's genius though. Like, yo, like 12's Wax, like obviously you know them, y'all work in, you know, collaboration, man. But and then they have a wall of speakers, like. Like, just talk about like how'd that come about, man.
Man, so 12's Wax, they've been around since I think early 2000, and they were at a different location on the same street, but they shut down. I think it might have been like 2005 or something like that. But they popped back up about 2 years ago, and all the homies, you know, they're Zulu Nation. You know, a couple of them DJs like DJ Fooders, Riff Scientifics, and then the homie Freeze. He's a super dope MC, educator, Dr. Freeze, excuse me. But and Nino Roy Machado, who's he owns a realty company, and he's got a couple other businesses and shit. But, you know, they all came together and wanted to re-up the record store. And they, you know, picked a dope spot right there in Oak Park in the Triangle District. And, you know, there's a lot of new development in Oak Park, and they're just trying to make the community dope again. And Yeah, man, like they curate the records themselves. They got a dope ear. So like every time I go there, like if I come back with a crate, man, I know it's gonna be some fire. Like this little record case behind me, those are all 12s records. So like I could pull one out and just get busy on it. But they're super open to building with the community too, man. They have this thing, scratch pad, where they have open turntables, so like you can come in and learn how to scratch. Like they'll teach you how to do it. They'll just let people just get busy. We'll play some beats and just go in circles. And some of our homies have went through and played some beats while cats are cutting up and everything. But they're just they're open to whatever. They have they do Twitch streams, so they have a couple DJs that set up right there in front of the speakers and just get busy, man. DJ all around town too, man. Shout out to 12s, man. I can't say enough.
Yeah, man. Shout out to 12's Wax, man. Like, yo, that's some amazing. Yo, I'm definitely like on the support, man. So for my listeners right now, yo, check out 12's Wax. Actually, is it 12wax.com? I think
12wax.com, and you can get your records online, man. Fooders is there checking the list, man. He'll go and pull it and get it for you guys, man.
Yeah, check out 12wax.com, man. Like, yo, I gotta tell you, man, that Perusia album, amazing. The instrumentals, because I'm at work, so I'm listening to the instrumentals. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. Yo, that was crazy. But we gotta talk about this Nomad with Panini. I think it's
Piney, yeah.
Yo, we gotta talk. I think it's 3 tracks.
It's just 3 tracks.
Oh man, I wanted so much more, man. I'm like, yo, like y'all could have went in for real. Like, so let's talk about this Nomad project, man. Like, how did that come to fruition?
So one of the homies hit me up and he's like, yo, check out my boy Piney. So like I was watching his videos. He had this thing called Freestyle Fridays, and he put this stuff together himself. Like he went to the studio, he paid somebody to do these videos, and like he'd be rhyming over, I think one of them was like a Black Star beat. And I'm just watching this guy, and he just was like insane, bro. Like he's a big ass dude, but he rhymes his fucking ass off, bro. Like I've not heard rhymes like that in such a long time, and it was just so refreshing because, as a younger cat, he could have easily been on some of the modern rap, which is cool too, but he's like super boom bap. I was just like, bro, like what is this? Who is this guy? So I jammed him up. I was like, yo, man, like I would love to do some work with you. And he hit me back. He's like, yeah, man, let's connect. And a couple of months later, I'm like, let's figure out how to do this. I said I can send you some beats, and he's like, yo, let me slide through. So I was like, tight. And we went through I played beats for like 3 hours, and we just bullshit. And I got, I appreciate that because I got the opportunity to build with him as an individual and understand his perspective. And he was just so humble and just so transparent. And it was like, I felt his energy, and, right away it was just like, yo, I want this one. I want this one. I want this one. But, we played beats forever. And then he came back and he played me the tape, and I think I actually posted it on my Instagram. It might actually be on there. That was the first time I was hearing those joints. I was just blown away, man. Like the fact that he would bless those beats the way he did, dude. Like, shout out to Piney, man. It's an amazing individual, super dope lyricist, and we do have a couple of ideas of some stuff we're working on the most recent tape I put out, Some Slight. I'm going to be doing a vocal version of it, so he's going to be on that, and we're going to link again and get something on the books real soon for sure. Shout out to Piney, man.
Yeah, shout out to Piney, man. He killed your beats, man. I'm just
for real. Almost award winning too, man. He entered this it was this online competition, and I can't remember the name of the show, but
it was on Twitch, right?
It was on Twitch, yeah. And
I saw that.
It was DJ Premier was one of the judges, and it went okay. Like we got past Premier, but man, Shaq popped up in the stream and kind of just imposed himself on. He wasn't supposed to be a judge that day, but he was feeling more of the EDM style music, which he DJs, I understand, but man, Shaq took it from us.
Mm, come on, Shaq.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, man. Yo, I'm super excited for what y'all have coming out. You and Piney, man. Shout out to Piney. I'm gonna link this. I'm gonna link that project as well in the description of the show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta talk about this Some Slight album, man, because that's the new joint that Mons Rock just came out with, and it is from start to finish, bruh. It slaps, man. Like I had it on repeat multiple times, and before I even like bought it, you was like, yo, I'm gonna send it to you. I was like, nah, bro, I gotta support this, man. So I bought it on Bandcamp. Yo, man, y'all need to go support this Some Slight and check it out, man. Can you talk to me about Some Slight? And because that title is intriguing, first of all, and then can you talk about how the beats came together and how the whole project came together?
These are like these are the beats that I've made since Flipabeatclub started. So like shortly before Flipabeatclub, I dropped a tape called The Spot, which is on the Isla S24, but it was one mode. I feel like all those beats kind of sounded like in the same pocket, but with Some Slight, I wanted to kind of spread out a little bit. So I made it a point to cycle through different pieces of machinery and programs and shit. So, I really just, I didn't make them in that specific order, but I just try to think outside of my box and do things a little different. I'm a creature of habit, but, watching everybody, listening to everybody, like that's just, it's all emotion, man. That's how I was feeling for each one of those beats. Like, there's some that are a little, somber, a little emotional. There's some that are happy, some that are a little, you feel a little pressure on them. But I, doing Flipabeatclub, I was finishing a program through school for work and shit. And so like music was kind of my way to kind of to just get through, really. I had no time to do it, but that's when we started Flipabeatclub, and I kind of just started working on this little tape on the side. And some beats I wanted to give to somebody to rap on, but these are all the ones that really I just kept tucked away for myself. I was thinking I was probably gonna rap on a couple of them, but after I put it in sequence, and I was just like, I don't think I need to be on this shit, but I want somebody to hear it, man.
Yo, man, this is, man, it gave me goosebumps, man, goosebumps vibes. Listening from track one, Welcome, to the last track. I think it's Since You, I think it's called. Yo, man, 26 tracks, all slappers, man. Listeners, go check out Some Slight, and then you got the album where you're gonna have some MCs rapping over every track, or how's that gonna work?
So yeah, I think I got somebody for every track already. So I got a couple of them back already. Like Piney's doing one. The homie Big Daddy Chop, he did one. Shout out to Big Daddy Chop. Yeah. The homie Semi Auto, man, blessed me with something. Shout out to Semi. Semi was one of the first cats to Flipabeatclub, man, and obviously, the immediate homies, Freeze and Rob C. Yeah, dude, like I got some feelers out, so I'm just waiting for some recordings to come back. Even the homie Naja Head, man. Naja Head's gonna bless a little something.
Say word, yo, Naja Head, man. Yeah, he got bars, man.
I got to meet him on one of the recent trips to LA, man. This was actually the first trip to LA for me, was that the one with the house shoes, Loop Sessions, and I got to watch Naj just like get busy freestyling in the parking lot. And that dude was so inspirational to me. I don't think he really understands, but we listened to his tapes all the way back from LA, man, back to Sacramento.
Yo, Naja Head, man. Yo, he's another pillar. He's another OG in the community. I had no clue when I first had him on the show, man. As I was doing my research about him, I'm like, yo, man, this dude, his beats all on Bandcamp, they all slap. They musical. They like, yo, it's different vibes for every like. He's not just one sound, man. You can't box him in. Kind of like you neither, man. You can't box you in either. So I'm like, yo, people gotta know about Naja Head, man. So I just reached out and asked him, like, hey, can you want to be on the show? And he was like, hell yeah. I was like, bet, yo. So I had no clue until DB told me. I say DB like I know him, yo. DiBiase told me. He said, he's like, yo, like Naja Head been around for a while too, man, doing his thing, still doing his thing. He just won that Smack Pack 14 challenge with Ski Beats, man. He won that.
Yeah, man.
Yo, man, like amazing stuff. I gotta. So besides Some Slight, there was one more album, man, I needed to talk to you about. It was called it's the FABC Flips Volume 1 through 12, which all of the tracks that you did, right? So you just put that out, and then you also have another joint that you're about to put out too. Can we let's talk about those two,
man? So I'm a sucker for the holidays, man. And, I love the holiday season for sure. No fronting on that, but I don't really like Christmas music that much. So I wanted to kind of put something together that, I could play in the background, and, maybe something that like cats in a coffee shop or at local restaurants or something that'd be willing to play, and really just kind of I think of it like a party, man. Like I like to do stuff where everybody's involved. And so like this is the second one that we did. It's called under the moniker Demcats, DMKTZ. So we have Funky Sweater Party that we dropped last December. And so we're doing the Funky Sweater Party Volume 2, and we got beats from EC, from Bap Notes. Shout out to the Bap Notes, man. That's another cat you guys need to check on, is Bap Notes. He did the sample packs for the DB's Diner for the Serato. So man, he's got some really dope stuff in the works. But the homie Dirty Mumbles, some of the Flipabeatclub family. We got Jesus Get Loose and Roboplex and B Wit. We got MCs. We got E.G. the Beast from Sacramento. E.G. dropped the single with DiBiase. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Shout out to E.G. The homie Taquan. He makes beats like crazy, man. He's a monster on the 303, but he can rhyme his ass off. And I actually met Taquan in Oakland at a Beat House event. Me and Bap Notes just walked up on the Ave with a boombox outside the venue when it was over, and Taquan just started rapping.
Oh, that was your? Oh, yo, man. That cipher was crazy, man. Like, I'm just looking at it on IG. I'm like, damn, yo, they going in, yo.
Bro, so Taquan hopped on this, and man, I think Taquan got like 5 or 6 joints on this project. But it's 25 tracks deep, man. So it's I'm in the final stages of the mixing. Actually, after we're done, one of the homies is gonna come through and do one last song, and so yeah, I think we'll have it ready by the 15th. But it's holiday music, but not like ho 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 type shit. Like we use some samples, and the songs are not necessarily Christmassy, but it's it's in the spirit. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I've been listening to Christmas music since the day after Thanksgiving. I'm so tired of Christmas music, man. So I'm looking forward to this beat. This ain't a beat tape. This is an album, man. So I'm looking forward to this album, bro.
Yeah, it was gonna be just a beat tape the first time around, but once I don't know when to stop, so I just keep throwing more shit in it, and I just started inviting more and more people, and it just kind of spiraled out of control. But it's perfect, man. It's exactly what it needs to be. It's exactly what it needs to be, for sure.
So when's this Funky Sweater Party Volume 2? When does it come out?
It's gonna drop on Bandcamp next Friday, the 5th, December 15th. So if I can get it all done in time, I'll probably send it through the streaming platforms too. But it's a Christmas gift, man. Cats will be able to download it for free. Happy holidays, shit.
Oh man, happy holidays, man. Yo, so all right, I gotta take you back in history just a little bit. I need to know, like, give it some thought. Like, as a kid, who were your like beat maker superheroes, and then today, like, who are your beat maker, music producer, composer superheroes? And no genres off limits, bro.
Man, if we're talking about a kid, I mean, obviously I gotta say my dad. Really, like, to this day he still writes music and records it on his little he's got these little micro cassette recorders. You know, he'll just play his guitar and write songs. Like, he's constantly writing out music. And you know, the fact that I was able to watch him build the music from the beginning, you know, whether that's in their band practices or in the studio, like, as far as a producer, you know, I feel like he probably was technically the first one. But if we're talking about today, man, I feel like my peers are really the ones who are motivational for me, especially like BAP Notes for sure, man. Like, the gems that BAP Notes and DiBiase, man, the gems that these cats are just giving me are just, that's what's motivating me to kind of push myself and share what I know with other people. That's why I got my nephew behind me, and you know, I'll be sending them messages all the time, like, check this out, try this. You know, the most important thing is to share the information, man. Otherwise, we're not gonna grow. You know what I mean? It's so important.
Yo, I'm wondering, man. I always come up with ideas as I'm talking to my guests. Like, what if you and your pops put a beat tape out together, yo? What would that look? What would that sound like?
Well, you know, my dad makes cumbia and ranchera music, and I love that shit. And I'm kind of like brainstorming on how to do a project like that. We did one song. I did one song. It's kind of like it was special for one of the cats that I made music for, but it was kind of like a reggaeton, and then I flipped it into a cumbia. But I had my dad come through and play a little bass on it. And kind of flipped it, man. Like, I didn't realize that I could make cumbia, but like I love that shit. I could listen to it all day long. I didn't know I had it in me, but it's there. So eventually, you know, I'm gonna do a cumbia tape, and me and the homie Vato Trump, I've been talking about doing something like that. So, you know, we're all about that type of shit.
Yeah, man. Vato
but really,
Trumpa.
like, man, Vato Trumpa, check him out too, man. But it's like, there's no barriers, man. We don't have to box ourselves in and do one specific type of thing. Like, I love boom bap music, but I don't want to hear it every single day. I want to try different shit. That's not really the only way you're gonna figure out how to apply techniques to other shit. You know what I mean? Just keep trying shit on, see what works.
Exactly, man. Yo, like, so you're currently out of, is that Woodland, California?
Woodland, California. Yeah, it's just like 20 minutes north of Sacramento, just past the airport.
Yeah, shout out to Woodland, California, man. So I gotta ask you this, man. What is the beat scene like in Woodland, California, Sacramento? And I know y'all travel like all over California too, man. What's the beat scene like where y'all are?
Man, in Woodland, there's not really any beat scene. I was actually, before I knew 12s was gonna happen, I was actually looking for spots in Woodland to try some shit out here, because we were throwing some live events with MCs and stuff, but people weren't really, they weren't vibing with the beat scene really out in Woodland. It's not like that out here. But in Sacramento, man, as far as the beat scene, it's really Flipabeatclub, man. Like, we're the ones carrying the torch for beats specifically. There's other pockets of, like, you know, there's rap shows and some R&B, some spoken word stuff. But if cats are looking for beats, man, I feel like it's safe to say we're the ones doing it, man. We're the ones doing it in Sacramento, at least.
Yeah, I you know, I'm not from California. I'm just a kid from Jersey, man. But I every time I'm on IG and I'm looking at like Duck World, I'm looking at Burgers and Beats, I'm looking at Beat Cinema. I'm thinking y'all are like close. Yeah, are y'all not that close?
Well, they're down in LA, so that's like a good 6-hour drive. And we actually in October we took the whole team down to LA. So Flipabeatclub, I don't know if you saw any of the streams or anything, but Flipabeatclub, the Sacramento camp, we rented an Airbnb and it was like 15 of us in the house, bro. Like half of us went to loop sessions, and so after loop sessions was over, we had a couple gigs. Like the homie Space and Bay God got something at this place called Powhouse Gallery in Hollywood. And then we had a couple other gigs that were spread out. Like we did something at JDC Records with the Flipabeatclub LA family. Shout out to Taki, Matty J. But at the Airbnb, man, it was crazy because it was a 2-level house, and we had the bottom level was like cats had samplers, record players, and it was like some rap shit. And then upstairs we had live instruments. The homie Bap Notes brought out his homie David Kaplan with live drums, and we had cats like Taki and Les Lockhart and Press Morris, and then the rest of the squad from SAC like playing live instruments and pianos and synths, and cats were rocking till like 6:30 in the morning, bro. Like loud as fuck. We had the amps booming, but no cops came. Nobody got arrested, so it was a success.
Was that I think I seen some of it on IG. Was that the one where like Taki, y'all were in? There was like a studio in there or something like that.
No, it wasn't a studio, man. It was just someone's living room, like in the Airbnb, dude. It was just, it was the wildest shit I've ever experienced, bro. Like to be around so many beat makers, and like I can't tell you how many beats were made that weekend. But like it was just inspiration from sun up to sundown, and even though we were up when sun up happened, but like just party the whole time and just beats and just good vibes and good people, man. So we kicked it with Duck Girl and Clopsy from Duck World, and a couple of them came through. The organic beats family from Flipabeatclub LA, JDC Records, like they all pulled up. All the LA family was there, man. It was beautiful. Yo, can you talk about because you saying Flipabeatclub is not just where you are, right? There's different chapters. So how did the different first of all, where are the different chapters? So my listeners that are tapping in, they can kind of get plugged into wherever they are. Where are the different chapters, and how did they come about as far as branching out from just one Flipabeatclub? Yeah. So, Flipabeatclub, you can join. Anybody can join via Zoom. So wherever you're at, we're in the Pacific time zone, 4 to 8 p.m. But our first chapter we branched out with was in Toronto with Roz Fresco Baker's Club, and shout out to Roz, shout out to Lucas, man. Like, so obviously DB and Roz have that relationship, and Roz is a fucking monster on the beats too. So yeah, man. He said he was interested, and I was like, yo, let's run with that shit. And his vision and his whole energy was amazing to me, man. I got to talk to him on FaceTime, and like, I was moved by his willingness to participate. And the man is busy, like he's got a lot of dope stuff in the works, and he's willing to contribute to this effort. Like I felt more value in the whole process with him involved in it, for sure. So he does Toronto, and then we branched out to Philly, and the homie Q No Rap Name was our first co-host there in Philly. Wow. But Q No Rap Name was out in San Francisco, and I actually met him a couple of times, and he was at Flipabeatclub number 2 in 12's Wax. And so like we got to build, and I think it was like last May I had like a little barbecue, and I had cats over at my pad, and Q came through, and we got to build and chop it up. So we always said, like, if you ever move back to Philly, let us know, let's do it. And he hit us up, and the rest is history. And just recently we added the homie Phil Spector. Shout out to Phil Spector, because he's been helpful with the Flipabeatclub Philly, and shout out to Crate Diggers Philly. So they're on the Eastern time zone also. And then the homie Vinny Cousins, Gadget, Slim Cat, out in the DC area, the DMV area. They're on a hiatus right now, but they'll be back at the beginning of the year in the DMV area. And that's, homies really. DB did a trip to DC, I think it was about 6 months ago, and he got to build with them personally. So it was a good fit. Like, they understood the scene, they understood what our mission is really like building and shit. And they're just on the wave, man. So it was a good fit for them. And then obviously Taki and Matty J, the LA family, like DB's known them for a long time, and it's always been love whenever I've interacted with those cats. And so when we got to go down there just last October, man, it was beautiful, man. It's like we multiplied. They were us. Like, we knew each other so well, even though like we spent the last couple of years as just avatars. Like, to be able to see people in person and build with them and just feel the energy, man, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's a beautiful thing to see, and I'm just seeing it again on social media. So once I get the opportunity to come to Woodland, California, to an actual Flipabeatclub, because there's a Flipabeatclub coming up on the 12th, which is Monday, y'all. That's Monday, 12/12. Okay, I like that formula that y'all got with the day of the month, with the number of the month, with the number of the day. Like, that's that's clever, yo. I like that.
That was DJ Fooder's idea. So we ran with that for a year, but we're actually changing it up a little bit this 2023. So we're gonna be every third Friday from 4 to 8 Pacific. So at least we'll have the full count, the full year laid out. But really, the intent of that was for us to really have a couple of Fridays open for some live events. So aside from just the beat making sessions that we do for Flipabeatclub, we also do Flipabeat Friday. So that's, cats come and cook up at Flipabeatclub, and then the ones who keep coming back, we put them on stage and we bring out the sound, we bring out the subs and everything, and just let cats rock. So what we found is the scene, people are interested in it. Like, we were doing it at the spot called Slim and Huskies on Broadway in Sacramento in the Oak Park area. Shout out to Slim and Huskies. There's a pizza spot, but they're willing to just give us the space, man. Like, I swear to God, I'm gonna keep saying this, man. I'm just so blessed. Like, I'm so thankful that cats are willing to give us the opportunity to do this shit. But we started adding like 4 cats on the bill, and then people just started popping up. Like, we had DJ Fresh popped up one week. We had Soundtrack pulled up and said, "What's up?" The homie Fanatic pulled up too. Fanatic's a dope producer. Did work with Cali Agents, Planet Asia, Rasco and shit. But like, dude, DJ Fresh pulled up with his piano and did a set, bro. Like, what's happening right now? Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And then I think the biggest one we had was on 916 Day. 916 is the Sacramento area code, so we had cats like Nosh Boogie. Shout out to Nosh, the Philharmonic, DJ Epic, Fooders, and Riff Scientifics. Like, dude, all the homies that, like, all the OGs in the Sacramento area, or some of them, I put them on stage and just let them get busy, man. It was like the patio was just packed, man. It was crazy. This is crazy. So after the events, we try to take a photo, because I want to see like how many cats are there, and like every time, man, it's just getting bigger and bigger. So we're trying to just give back to the community, man. Free shows, and just cats to pull up and see that, like, the beat scene and rap music is not what people expect it to be. The community is just, it's open.
It takes visionaries like you, man, to kind of put that out there for people to actually just tap into, look, and support, man. Do you feel like the support is growing even more now with what you're doing?
Absolutely, man. Like, a couple new venues are popping up, and they giving us more space and giving us more time. So with us doing Flipabeatclub on third Fridays, we'll be able to do Flipabeatclub Friday on the first Friday, and then we'll have Blips and Beats at One Up Retro Games in Sacramento. They sell just like all the old Nintendo, Sega, and shit like that. All the PlayStation games. Like, we do Blips and Beats there, the video game theme beat making series and flips and stuff. And so like these places just keep popping up and like willing to do stuff, and with us, especially partnering with 12's Wax, man. Like I think we're building something really solid, man. It's worth stopping by Sacramento to check out and partake. And shit, if you're ever in the area, man, you already know.
Yo, man. Like I know T Dot Einsoft, man. He's like, yo, when you coming out, man? When you coming out? I'm like, I'm trying to, man. I was just coming back from Japan to Texas, so I was trying to get everything set up here and stuff like that. But soon, man, I'm gonna make a trip out there, yo. I gotta link up with y'all.
Shout out to T Dot, man. I got to meet him. They had a show in Oakland. It was T Dot, Matty J, Taki, and Press Morris. So they had a show in Oakland, and they were driving back, and they wanted to stop by 12's and see what's good. And that's actually where I met all those cats. So 12's opened up on their day off, and we had our own little like private session. Cats brought their samplers, and we just cooked up, man. It was crazy. DV even brought out the SP12, bro. It was wild. It was crazy, man. But yeah, T Dot, man, shout out him. His energy was dope, man. Like it's just all love, man. They're a family for sure.
Yeah, man. Shout out T Dot, man. Yo, T Key, like all those guys, man. They who else, man? That's Black Eye 9. Yo, he's another mutant, man. These guys ain't from this world, man. Like, oh my gosh, yo.
Press Morris, Matty J, shit.
Press Morris, he just came out with an album on Bandcamp too. That's like crazy, man. I'm like, yo, what? Like I tried to get him on to talk. It was like maybe 5 or 6 people that I wanted to talk about. It was on a Bandcamp Friday, but schedules didn't line up. But I'm gonna get Press Morris on the show one day, man, soon. So
yeah.
But yo, so last 2 questions, man, before we round it out, because I know you got things to do. Yo, what's the one thing you wish you knew before you started on your own music and, you know, collaboration journey?
Well, I mean, something I think like collaboration really, you know, you don't have to work by yourself. Like you can share ideas and just build with other cats. Like I feel like if I would have started collaborating and not worked in a silo for so long, like everything would have been different. But then at the same time, like if I didn't have that experience, I wouldn't know the value of it now. So you know what I mean? Like it was a lesson, but I guess all I can do is tell you that it's important to build with other cats. But you know, it's something if a different thing I'll say also, like I should have just skipped the Casio and went straight to the MPC, and it would have been game over. I always say that, man. Like if I had that MPC in 2001, 1999, 2001, oh my god.
Yo, man, yo, man, I'm glad that you started with the Casio and where you are now, man. Because you get to see, like, if people tap into, and I'm gonna link your discography and everything from Code 12ers, man. I'm gonna link it in the description of the show. You look at and listen to your progression as you grow year after year after year, man. They'll see, like, yo, man, this guy, he has something in the beginning, and it's getting better and better and better, man. I'm super excited for what you got coming out, what you have out right now, but then also what you got coming out in 2023, man. So I gotta ask you this, man. What do you have for the rest of 2022, which is, you know, maybe 2-3 weeks away, and then into 2023? What do you have planned?
So I have Funky Sweater Party, the holiday tapes coming out next week. That will probably do it for the year. But I'm actually finishing up another beat tape, a solo beat tape. Of some joints that I made on Serato Studio. I like to piecemeal different shit. So like I have different lanes, and I'm doing, you know, another Isla only tape. So I think I probably got like 7 or 8 joints on that. I'll probably keep it like I'll keep them a 12 pack, keep them small. But my goal for next year is to do more collaborations with people. Bap Notes and I collaborate a lot. Like we have, we got a bunch of beats that we just, sometimes we'll go on the live and just cook up together on the live, but we have a bunch of stuff that we're holding on to. We might probably put something out together. We did something like that last year, a tape called Versions under the moniker Demcats, DMKTZ. That's with Bap Notes and Dirty Mumbles. That one's a sleeper. So if you haven't checked that out, try that. But I got a little something with the homie Roboplex, and my goal really is to try to do something with most of the almost all the cats from Flipabeatclub, man. Just a little 5-6 pack and just see what comes out. Just try different shoes on,
Right. Yeah,
so,
man.
All year, man. All year.
Yo, them cats is, I think that's 34 tracks, but Bap Notes got beats on like, I think it's like a quarter. I think y'all broke it down on like 10. So you got 10, he's got 10, and then Dirty Mumbles has got 10, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, we split it in thirds.
Yeah, man. Yo, y'all, yeah, you right. That is a sleeper, man. That's definitely a sleeper, man. Yo, everybody go check out Dem Cats. That's DMKTZ Versions, man. I'm gonna link it in the description of the show as well. For stuff for y'all to check out and support Mons Rock, man, and the team. Yo, but before we round this out and close this out, man, do you have any final thoughts, and how can people get in contact with you on socials, emails, websites, all that type of stuff?
Man, so the easiest ways through social media, on Instagram at Monsrock, MONSROCK. And on Twitter, I had to be Cold 12ers because somebody who doesn't post as Monsrock has a Monsrock account already. But if you go to link.tree/Monsrock, MONSROCK, you can find all my links there, or cold12ers.com. You can find it on there, or go to Flipabeatclub, and I'm sure I'll pop up somewhere. But yeah, man, I really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you, bro. It's really cool.
Yeah, man. Yo, the honor is mine, man. Listen, for my listeners, I need y'all to go ahead and check out Mons Rock, Some Slight, the new joint, Mons Rock, Flipabeatclub, Flips. Matter of fact, just go ahead and buy the full digital discography off Bandcamp, man. Go ahead, support. You know it's gonna go to something amazing because he's helping build the Flipabeatclub and different things that's happening right now, man. So show your love that way, or just pop up on the Flipabeatclub's Zoom, or go to the ones wherever you're in your state, in your city, wherever you're closest to, and support that way, man. And and the Flipabeatclub tapes. All right, go ahead and support the Flipabeatclub tapes. I know you put it out as people can pay anything, right? They're usually free digital download.
Yeah, they're free. Like, it's community. We're handing out the bread. Cats need to eat, so we're feeding them tapes.
Right. Yo, so y'all, hey, listen, listeners, go ahead. The internets, go ahead, check that out. Support that way as well, man. Yo, it was an honor having you on the show, man. Yo, I've been trying to get you on the show for a few months, and I know there's crazy jewels that the listeners are going to pick up from this. Your nephew's in the back, man. Your nephew that's laying down right now, man. What's their name so we can tap in with them right now, because I know they're going to be monsters.
Man, I don't think they're really posting anything yet, but one of them goes by A-Dom, A-Y-Y Dom, and then the other one is Fingers for now, but they're still early on, so we'll see if the names stay the same. I don't even think I had my rap name until probably like 5 years into my career.
Yo, man. Yo, amazing, man. I know, thank you. You know what I mean? You a mentor, you are, an architect, collaborator, man. You are all these different things. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of the beat community. And we appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. You got the support from the Rec Show Podcast, me, and all these different other people from around the world that's tapping in, man. So Keep doing your thing, yo. We got you, yo.
That's what's up, man. Spread love.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so that is the episode, man. That is episode number 75 of the Rec Show podcast, man. Thank you all for tapping in, man. I appreciate every single one of you for tapping in, man. I almost said use. That's that New Jersey coming out of me, yo. Thank you to Mons Rock, man. Thank you to Flipabeatclub. Thank you to, Code 12 was for hosting Flipabeatclub, and, all these different things that are happening inside of the beat community. Yo, it's amazing to see, man. I got some crazy ideas that I'm implement for 2023. So y'all stay tapped in, stay tuned in, man. Support the show any way you can. If you want to buy me a coffee, you can do that as well. If you want to, any way helps. Sharing it, liking it, commenting on it, rating it inside of your digital streaming platform. Yeah, rating it, 1 to 5 stars. Hopefully it's a 5-star. That gets more people, more ears, more eyes onto the podcast, man. So thank you very much, man. This is just the first one for December, man. We got another one, another hot one, man. Yo, this is gonna be amazing closeout for 2023 and 2022 into 2023, man. So thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all counting your blessings, not y'all's problems, man. Make sure you make memories with your families, good memories, lasting memories. And I will see y'all in another episode of the Rec Show podcast, man. Peace and love, y'all.
These lights represent every living person on the planet. The white lights are humans. And these are the mutants.
They tell like younger kids or other producers like that's cheating, you can't really accept it, but bro, like when it comes to this producing shit, you can do whatever you want.
You've been listening to the Rec Show podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Remember 3 things. Believe in your music. Take care of your mentals. Become the best version of yourself. Until the next one, Gldnmnd signing off. Peace and love, yo.
To be the best, you got to work overtime. To be the best, you got to work overtime.
These young boys getting better. This is not like the NBA where you can retire. Like this is, you have to keep going.